Do you mind if I start off with a quick question? Alright. So, when you think about the games you played, the shows you watched, or the experiences you had when you were a child, do any of them kind of feel like a dream to you? I know that nowadays there's this huge wave of nostalgia that's hitting different generations in different ways. But what I've been finding is that even though we've all had different childhood experiences, that sense of dreaminess and etherealness seems to permeate across all age groups. A sense of something much deeper than nostalgia, much more powerful than just coziness. In a way, this dreaminess was kind of spiritual in a sense. And to me, there's no better game that better depicted this unbelievable feeling than Alright, so you might be asking yourself, why this game? I mean, the first Spyro was literally the crux of dreamy atmospheres with the trademark beautiful skyboxes and music. Hell, there's even a world called Dreamweavers toward the end of the game. And upon replaying these games recently in the Reignited trilogy, each one has such a unique impact on nostalgia and memory. But for some reason, Ripto's Rage continues to stand out and impacts me the most of all on a much more emotional level. The game starts off like any Spyro game would. Spyro is looking to take a vacation to the beach in Dragon Shores, but of course, he's called to help by Elora, Hunter, and the Professor to help stop the evil Ripto from taking over the realm of Avalar. It's goofy, it's wild, it's outlandish, it's exactly what you would expect the start of any whimsical Spyro adventure to be. He's got all the same sass and all the same jazz, and as a kid, I was expecting Summer Forest to be this crazy and hectic place after that intro, especially after Moneybags is kicked out of the castle and you're eventually tasked with convincing the inhabitants of each world you visit to give you their talismans to stop Ripto. I'm getting my child gears ready and I'm amped up to kick some Ripto butt. When my ears are graced with I don't quite know how to describe the music in these homeworlds that you visit. Summer Forest's theme quite literally sounds like the ethereal ambience I would hear in the background of a dream during sleep. It has this angelic and otherworldly sound to it, and the way that it suits the warm and peaceful environment of the summery forest was... I don't even think the word fitting can do it justice. It's just so perfect, and it puts me at ease even to this day. And it's funny, it had been about 23 years since I had last played Ripto's Rage when I was 5 years old on the PS1. And to be honest, I felt like I had forgotten the game and its contents since playing it at an age where you don't really have much memory of many things. But for some reason, as soon as I heard this and many other tracks such as Autumn Plains and Winter Tundra, I immediately remembered them. But I remembered them in the same way that you remember how something appeared to you in a dream. It was just the weirdest but most beautiful unlocking of a nostalgic memory that I hadn't experienced in years. And what was so nice about these little overworlds was that it was such a nice exhale to come back to after whatever world you visited and all the antics that came with them. Hey Spyro, there's this Yeti you need to stop. Hey Spyro, can you babysit my baby turtles to safety? Hey Spyro, I lost my cows and I need them back. Hey Spyro, hey Spyro, hey Spyro! In case you haven't noticed by now, I have a particular fondness for the homeworlds, not just because of their music, but because of their atmosphere and the way that they exist as these kinds of liminal spaces. They have the atmosphere of being these somewhat empty, but serene and transcendent environments for you to just exist in. Another quick memory unlocked for some reason was Ripto's banners unfurling on each castle in each of the homeworlds. It was another one of those dreamy micro moments that I found myself saying, holy crap, I remember this and I can't believe I forgot it. Kind of like the feeling when a really potent deja vu hits you. And here I am at 28 years old, on vacation in Florida, playing this remake on my Steam Deck and getting immersed in these dreamlike homeworlds the exact same way I did when I was a kid. I would swim endlessly in the cold yet refreshing pool in Autumn Plains, and just thinking about how good that must feel for our little dragon Spyro. Along with the even deeper pool in Summer Forest that dreamily leads you to a water hole into the castle, as you are presented with the most beautiful room you've ever seen. There's this mystical tree in the middle of the room, as these cozy little lights dangle from the branches. And one thing that also stood out to me as dreamlike in these homeworlds was also the way that Hunter, Alora, Moneybags, and the Professor would appear in different locations throughout the area. And you wouldn't see them move to that different spot, but they would be there to give you another tip or another deal to be struck in exchange for gems. I don't know why I loved this. I guess it gave me the vibe that they were dream guides for you and were omnipresent for you as the main character of this illusory dream place that you're in. This game was constantly reminding you that you are plopped in the middle of this surreal journey that shouldn't make sense, in the same way that dreams don't really make sense at all. But for some reason, we still go along with it anyway. As a gameplay decision, why do I need to hop up each individual step in Winter Tundra in order to get up to Ripto's boss fight? I don't know, but I'm gonna do it anyway, because I'm a micro dragon named Spyro, and I need these damn orbs from these nightmarish looking monks in order to save this realm that I've never heard of. I don't have too much to say about the worlds you visit and the inhabitants you help, but the one thing I will say is that this is where the dreaminess of Spyro 2 kind of hits its higher energy points. These worlds give off a very children's book and fairy tale vibe, in that these characters have no clue who you are or why you're here, but they're happy that you are. They need your help, and you're here to give it to them. No questions asked. There's no real deep connections made or long drawn-out moments in these little pit stops to get the talismans and orbs. But similar to how we go along with adventures that are presented to us in dreams, we can't help but get immersed and appreciate the tasks handed to us by the creatures we meet, and we don't ask any questions about it. And these worlds, I mean, they are just a sight to behold. Not surprising for any Spyro game. And then once you defeat the cartoonishly evil Ripto, who just adds to that fever dream element of a final boss battle with the different power-ups getting dropped to you from the sky, there's no big grand gesture or huge goodbye. Just a nice thank you from Alora, Hunter, and the Professor. And along with getting your gems back from Moneybags reluctantly, afterwards, it's time for you to go through the portal onto your vacation. And the game ends. I'm bringing this point up because I think it ties into one of the main aspects about why this game hits different to kids who grew up with it, and even those who didn't. There's a dreamlike spontaneity and ambiance that the game weaves together in order to create this almost psychedelic and mystifying experience. From the angelic tones and music of the overworlds that make me feel like I've heard them in a past life, to the ambience and environments of them that made me feel like I was in a dreamy sandbox with something or someone totally unexpected around the corner. To the worlds that welcomed you with unbelievably naive open arms in ways that don't even make sense, but they do. And that is the magic of Spyro 2. A game that, while clear, has the hazy, dreamy feeling to it that makes you just want to go for the ride, wherever it may take you.